Hi, this is moreLearn Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Yes, while Geico could help you rack up more moolah faster than you can say metamorphosis, they've also been the fastest growing auto insurer for more than 10 years. That's more like it. Furthermore, Geico has fast and friendly claim service. That might seem like an oxymoron, but it's not. All the more reason to say no other auto insurer has more than Geico. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, it's the New York Knicks podcast, episode 307. With me is Marc.
Yes.
Yes. Hey. And also the Doc.
Hey.
All right.
Yes.
So
yes.
We figured since nothing's happened in about 6 weeks that we would do yet another show.
Why not? Because nothing has happened in 6 or 7 weeks, and nothing's going to happen for 3 or 4 weeks.
Sports.
It's the perfect time.
Sports ball.
Is like...
This is completely unrelated, but I was just out to eat, and at the restaurant I was at, we were waiting for our table. And some guy goes, just out of nowhere, says to me, we're waiting, not like actually sitting at the table. He goes, the Yanks won today. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm a Mets fan. He goes, oh. Well, he's like, I'm a Jet fan, Yankee fan, and Republican. And I said, I'm one of those three. And then he's like, oh, I go, I'm a Jet fan. He's like, oh, you're not a Republican? I said, no. Are you Jewish? Yeah. How could you like Obama? I was like, where have I moved?
Weren't we talking about sports like 5 seconds ago?
I don't know. He said, I'm a Yankee fan, a Jet fan, and a Knick fan. That would have made sense to me.
Yeah, why bring politics into that at all?
Yeah, I should have said back to him, yeah, you know what? I'm a Met fan, Jet fan, and I like chicken. Totally as related. Also, breaking news, guys.
Breaking news. You heard it here first.
News. Biggest thing going on in Knicks land, Tina Serasio is out at MSG. Out.
Rumor on the street is that she retired because of old.
Yes. They told her, we are replacing you with someone younger and hotter, and she said, I understand. That's what I would have done the same thing. I'm surprised I waited this long.
I got crow's feet 2 years ago. I'm surprised I wasn't out then.
Tina Serasio, who's pretty attractive for, was she, mid-30s? But we need someone mid-20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally not sexist, just we need hotter.
Father Time has spoken.
Basket Sports God spoke.
We've noticed that we need someone more skilled at reading their news with a younger face and bigger breasts. So you're out.
We've done studies.
Basket breasts poll.
We've studied this at length.
Yes.
It's
Carmelo Anthony recruiting Kevin Durant to the Knicks. Gonna happen? Not a shot. Why are they even like playing these? Like, this is the new big news story for the Knicks.
He'll come to the next Knicks when they play them twice a year.
Yeah.
Only one out of those 2 times.
Yeah.
It turned out actually the big headline. It was you missed part of the headline. It was Carmelo Anthony recruiting Kevin Durant, and it was like ... to play in a fantasy league with him.
Yeah. ...
Kevin Durant will come here when he's 39.
He's recruiting Kevin Durant to come out to the club with him tonight.
Yeah, no, he's going to come and play foosball, not basketball. Foosball.
Yes. Extreme Frisbee, Kevin Durant, New York. Lock it in.
It's happening.
2016.
When he said basketball in New York, he meant like to play a game of horse when he's in town next time.
Yeah.
So almost nothing is going on, and there's so little to talk about. So I wanted to mention there was a segment on ESPN First Take about a week or so ago that I watched, and we're gonna cut to a little our own take on this segment. But this was an actual segment. Should I tell you what to tell? Basically, here was the headline. Or I'll just cut to should we just cut to our own version of this?
Sure.
So we have Jay here, we have Doc, and I'm Mark A. Smith, and this is ESPN. And we're going to cover a big story at ESPN. Not ESPN, but ESPN. We're the entertainment sports network. So this is not copyright infringement. Anyway, Jay, Doc, I am losing it. This is unbelievable what has happened.
Why are you already angry?
It is crazy. It is a catastrophe. Oh, I cannot believe what happened.
Did you get sand somewhere where it wasn't supposed to be?
Would you say this is unmitigated gall?
Unmitigated gall. This is unmitigated gall. This is crazy. I cannot believe this story broke in the offseason. This could be a headline. This could be a headline no matter what happened. If the NBA Finals were going on, this would be a bigger headline. I'll tell you, Jay. I will tell you, Doc. You guys want to know what happened?
I would love to know what happened, yeah.
So LeBron James, the LeBron James, not someone else with the same name, but the LeBron James posted that, I think it was on Instagram, that he was excited, or Pinterest, or I don't know where, that he is excited to get back on the court with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Now, I want to know from you. I want to know from you guys, what do you think LeBron is trying to say here?
I think he's trying to say that he is looking forward to playing with Irving and Love.
What? Wait, no. This is unbelievable. I cannot. Do you think? Here's my question. I have a bunch of questions for you guys about this story, because I think we have to, just like the real ESPN here, we have to analyze the story and really do it justice.
You got to break it down 9 ways.
We got to break it down. We have 15 minutes here to talk about this. So first off, do you think LeBron James is referring to the same Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love that were on the Cavaliers with him?
Ooh, that's a good question. Never really thought about it from that angle, Stephen A.
Yeah. No, Marc A. Come on. No infringement here.
Maybe there's like a rebellion going on.
Can we just call you Maz, Marc A. Smith?
Do you think? Listen, it is unbelievable. I mean, there's so many people out there named Kyrie and Kevin Love these days because of the popularity of the players, and so maybe he's talking about 2 kids they want to play with on after-school activity. Who knows?
Maybe he was saying it sarcastically. Yeah, I would love to play with Kyrie and Love.
Well, if you added J.R. Smith, then you know it was sarcastic.
Well, I mean, I already made it to the finals with Shumpert and Tristan Thompson, so I would love to play with Irving and Love.
Yeah, let's just throw in J.R. Smith and
play with Kevin Love and his lack of defense.
I'm sure it'll be so much better.
I'm sure we would have won it all if Kevin Love and Kyrie were playing last year.
Because they're the best at defense.
In a world where
they were really injured. I'm sure.
In a world where Love plays not in the playoffs.
Listen, this is an unmitigated. This is
coming this fall.
Okay.
In a world where Love's shoulder separates from his body.
Here's my question for you. I have more questions. Why is LeBron saying this now? During the offseason?
Probably because he was asked, and that was the question.
Oh, that is almost unbelievable.
The unmitigated gall.
Do you think he previously was sad to be on the court with Love and Kyrie Irving? Is that it? Was he previously sad and now he's happy? Why the change? What do you think LeBron James is going to therapy? Is this his way of admitting to the world that he's in intense therapy?
I think this confirms it, yeah.
My question is, he clearly has some more basketball skills to acquire. Why is he on social media? He needs to go practice.
That is,
yes!
Yeah.
Is LeBron James announcing his retirement from practicing? Maybe he's saying, I'm going to spend all my non-playing time.
He's clearly got huge flaws in his game. So, you know.
Do you think this is going on Instagram to say this? It's his way of saying Pinterest is for losers?
Probably. I think this confirms it, actually, yeah. You got to look at this from many angles.
Why wasn't LeBron saying this quote out last season? Why is he waited this long? Why? Is this a sign of the inner turmoil that was going on with the team?
I think they're about to blow it up.
The fact that he didn't say this earlier, is that the reason they didn't win the title last year?
You know,
that must be the whole reason.
You know, he didn't say anything about the coach, so I think that's like a diss on the coach.
Do you think David Blatt might not be alive anymore? Is that why he's saying that?
You know, he didn't mention the coach, so, you know, I think he's kind of saying that he either murdered him or he wished he was murdered, or...
Do you think he has a hit out on Blatt? Is this his way of winking to his hitman out there that Blatt should be dead?
It was like secret code. It's like, can you please murder this guy?
Yeah, I'm excited to play with Kyrie and Kevin Love now that David Blatt is dead. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I think that's in between the lines. I think that's what he meant.
Why
Most
is
definitely.
Tristan Thompson left out of the quote too? Does he not like playing with Tristan Thompson?
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't mention every single guy on the roster,
I
that
think
means he hates
everyone
him.
who wasn't mentioned, he wants murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I
I would ask him, LeBron, why do you want Tristan Thompson to have his body mutilated? Just tell us.
Why do you want to murder everyone but those two people?
Do you think? Hang on, just in case he doesn't actually want to murder them, you think he is saying this as part of a 12-step program? Like he's apologizing to everyone, saying, "Now I want to play with Kyrie and Kevin Love because I'm off of heroin."
12 steps, like emulating his drive to the basket.
Yes. Yeah, it's outlandish. It's crazy. I cannot believe this is going on now. LeBron James is off of heroin, and apparently heroin was the key to his game. Do you think LeBron James is going to play worse now without heroin?
Do you think they can make it to the finals again without LeBron on heroin?
Oh my God, this is insane.
We're going to break it down, but it's going to be an insider story.
Oh yeah, no, you have no access. Access denied.
Yeah, access denied.
Does this quote make the Cavs the favorites to win the NBA title?
I will tell you my opinion on Insider Only.
There's an insider podcast.
This is an unmitigated disaster. I mean, the Golden State, how can they even compete at this point? How can you compete after a quote from a player like LeBron saying he wants to be on the court with his teammates? Golden State might as well they should fold up as an organization.
There are two ways Golden State can make up for this exciting turn of events. And I will explain both of those.
Wait. Tell us how you feel. Wait, no, don't tell us. Tell the insiders.
I will tell the insiders, yes, and you can pay for that.
Do you think if Steph Curry counters that he's excited to play with Klay Thompson, LeBron James will say, touche?
That's a good question to be answered.
What if Steph Curry announced he was excited to play with Kevin Love? What would that mean?
That would mean a 3-hour podcast and 4 hours of insider content.
Wait, so here's another thing.
That would mean that we need to take some of your money.
Yes.
This is outlandish. This is unbelievable. This is the part I haven't brought this up yet.
He's just gonna keep saying unbelievable till you give us some of your money.
So, yeah. Does LeBron James mentioning that he wants to play with Kyrie and Kevin Love and not mentioning his stance against ISIS indicate he's speaking? Is he speaking that he wants to go to war for the Islamic Caliphate?
Ooh.
Do you think
Probably.
LeBron is going to join ISIS? Is he going to be a member of ISIS next year? Is he going to have a coming home video and be wearing an ISIS flag?
I mean, if he is, then they're going to make it to the finals.
Well, maybe ISIS goes to the finals. Do you think
that's
ISIS
what I
is
mean.
going to win the NBA finals next year?
I think ISIS might make it to the finals.
What would that do to American foreign policy if ISIS beats Golden State in the finals next year?
Well, I mean, if you're Golden State, would you want to play a ISIS-backed Cavaliers team? I don't think so.
I don't think ISIS would have a shot since they don't even seem to have a basketball team. But if LeBron joins there, I think they'd be able to recruit at least a couple players.
It only takes one suicide bomber to take out the entire Golden State front
Stephen
line.
Curry, it's like
they're deep, but they're not suicide bomber deep.
Ray Allen has announced he will join ISIS if LeBron James joins ISIS.
Folks, this is what happens when we're 3 months into no news for the Knicks.
Why? First of all, I mean, just this is insanity. This is complete insanity. Also,
I think the rest of the ISIS story should be saved for the New York Knicks podcast insiders.
Why does LeBron James, in his quote that he releases to the public, why does he not have hashtag Black Lives Matter? Does he not think Black Lives Matter? Why is LeBron James in favor of cops killing black men?
This just in, LeBron hates black people.
Apparently, LeBron lives in a bubble and should focus on real issues, not Kevin Love.
Can we have Nick Sider content?
Yeah, I think LeBron James needs to take his head out of his ass and realize things are more important than basketball.
Like appearing on this show, which he is clearly neglecting to do.
Do you think the next police officer that kills a black man, we can thank LeBron James for that happening?
I think he's to blame for every future Yeah.
First off, also, it's LeBron James saying he's excited to play with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Is there anything anti-Semitic about that statement?
I think Kyrie's Jewish, right?
Kyrie sounds
Well,
enough like.
Love is a completely Jewish name, so.
Why
There
does
you
he
go.
want to play with anyone named Moshe? Does he only like Kyrie and Kevin's and no Moshe?
I noticed he
No,
didn't
Moses
say he
did.
would love to play with Omri Caspi.
No, yeah, exactly. He didn't say he wanted to play baseball with Sandy Koufax.
He didn't say he wanted to play with Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah. And
He-
why also is there no tweet about being excited to go clubbing with JR? Does he not go clubbing with JR anymore?
LeBron is anti-Rihanna.
Why does LeBron James beat Rihanna up? I don't know why he has to. She's just a sweet girl. She has a sweet voice, and LeBron James apparently punches the crap out of her and does heroin. This is unbelievable.
That's not actually that unbelievable.
The unmitigated gall of beating Rihanna and doing heroin during the offseason.
That's actually not shocking at all.
Do you think
That's actually not
LeBron-
even news.
Do you think LeBron James beating Rihanna and doing heroin is what the key to make him such a great player, and that's why he's won?
Yeah, I think
4 MVP
without
awards.
Rihanna, the NBA wouldn't exist.
You're never going to make a 6 straight finals without beating Rihanna and doing
yeah,
heroin.
that's like kind of the way that NBA works. It's like you know.
Do you
Hold the
think
fort
Dwayne-
for 90 seconds.
You think Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh made LeBron leave Miami because they wanted to beat Rihanna on their own?
I think they all have to beat Rihanna. You know, the everyday stresses of NBA life.
Maybe
you know.
LeBron wouldn't share Rihanna for the beatings.
You got to take it out on somebody, and obviously, in the case of the NBA, it's Rihanna.
I would say if we're going to do we get to the ESPN, if we get to 30 for 30 on the Miami Heat with the LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh era, we have to say the team broke up because LeBron's favoritism,
Marc talking?
ISIS, and anti-Semitism.
Huh?
What's going on over there?
We weren't
ISIS?
talking baseball, were we?
Yeah, no, it's he's upset that the Mets lost.
Oh, God. I leave for 90 seconds.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh, Jay left the room.
Yeah. I needed
I
to,
was just calling him.
I needed to
I
re-gear.
think that's okay. So I literally watched Stephen A. Smith spend 15 minutes talking about that damn quote. What does this mean? What could it possibly mean?
Did
that
you have to pay to listen to him?
No, it was just on ESPN. It was on ESPN First Take.
Oh, it's the free
I was at the
version.
gym running on the treadmill, and Stephen A. is analyzing every possible way what LeBron could mean about.
Is the insider where they explain what the fuck he's talking about? Like is that what the insider is? 'Cause
I guess
I
so.
still don't understand.
Find out why.
Yeah, like if you want this to make sense, you gotta pay us.
What's up with Insider? Find out on Insider.
Why did Stephen A. just spend 15 minutes talking about nothing? Find out on Insider.
All right, what else we got lined up?
It's a slow, as ESPN has proven to everyone. And if you go to any sport, any NBA content you're looking for on ESPN, Sports Illustrated, anything, you can realize it's a really, really, really slow time.
Oh, we are starting our 6th annual fantasy basketball fantasy league.
It'll be 6 straight years that no one gives a shit. Go on.
So if you want in, email us at nynickspodcast@gmail.com. Basically, the way it works is we're doing a live auction-style draft on October 10th at 8 p.m. And it's $25 buy-in. Once you send the buy-in, I'll give you the password for the
Why
league.
aren't we doing it closer to the NBA season?
October 10th?
Yeah, the season starts in November, right?
October 29th or something like that.
Yeah, why don't we do it like the weekend before?
It's pretty close.
Okay, but I'm going to draft the guy that's going to get injured.
How are they
during
going to get
preseason.
injured? Like, it's like preseason's already over.
No, I'm going to draft Durant and find out Durant like the week before, like a week later, will break his like hip and be
Well,
out for the
that's
season.
part of fantasy. It's like a risk. I mean,
I was trying to plan it on a week where I don't have like a lot of school shit going on.
Motherfucker.
You want to do it? You want to do it a week
that's-
later? We could do it the 17th.
Oh, I'm going to be away.
I hate you.
you bastard.
That's cool. The 10th is fine. The Doc, do you think it's so? Do you think Jay should get annoyed if 3 weeks into the fantasy season I stop setting my lineup and stop caring like I do every year?
No, I feel like he's used to it.
I was thinking about that. I think to keep it exciting, we should have a bet. on top of like I said it's $25 buy-in.
Should we bet Doc's life?
What?
The buy-in money goes towards the top 3 winners, so it's not like we're just making money off of this. $25, $150 for first, $100 for second, $50 for third.
Guys, just so everyone in the audience should know, we have no clue how to make money. See our effort to sell T-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. We also have Knicks Podcast T-shirts. Please buy them. We're down to our last 20, which is actually unbelievable because we had about 50.
Jay originally purchased 21, so.
I actually had about 50, so this is amazing.
You sold 30 shirts?
Yeah, but I don't want 20 shirts in my room anymore. So please, $18. All this information is on our Facebook group and our website, thenewyorknickspodcast.com. If you have any questions, nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. Yes. And if you throw in an extra $5, you get a Brink of Sanity shirt, which is our comedy podcast.
If you buy these shirts, Jay promises to never make more shirts. And we will never discuss the shirts again in the show if you buy them all.
And the Brink of Sanity has less than 10 shirts left. So
wow.
Yes.
How many do you buy at Brink?
I don't want to say.
Oh, God.
It was over 25.
Okay. Like us on Facebook. We need more likes on Facebook. Write reviews on iTunes. And send Jay romantic messages.
We're NY Knicks Podcast on Twitter and the New York Knicks Podcast on Instagram. I will be updating Instagram a lot more coming up soon. I've been focusing on the Brink of Sanity Instagram, and I've been slacking on the other one. And we are also NY Knicks Podcast on Vine. We have some good Vines on there.
Do we have any comments on those sites?
While we get to the next segment, I will log into the Knicks Instagram.
So, Doc, we have a very important segment we have to get to here.
Very important.
Very important. So, basically here at Knicks Podcast, we want to be just like those New York media writers out there who are coming up with great stories, like Carmelo's luring Kevin Durant to the Knicks. So we're gonna basically act like the New York media and come up with our own New York media version of stories / rumors.
Okay.
You down? You down?
I'm down.
Doc, is Jay still here or is Jay playing?
No,
I am logging into the
Jay
Knicks
left.
Instagram.
Jay got bored.
Okay. Let's do a little brainstorming here, Doc. Let's come up with some good stories because we have to fill content for us our Knick fans. Let's see. Carmelo married to Lala. There's a prison called Sing Sing.
Does Carmelo play Sudoku in his free time?
Yes, there we go. We got a story. Cover it.
Is that
We have way more followers on Instagram than I thought we did.
How many do we have?
111.
Oh wow, it's close.
If you had said 11, I still would have been impressed.
Yeah, my guess was actually 11.
I'll take it.
Let's see. The Knicks signed Kyle O'Quinn. Are the Knicks going to play all their home games in Ireland? Let's see. Derrick William Tell Orchestra. Are the Knicks going to go see the ballet? That's going to be a breaking story. What do we got here, Doc?
I came up with one. I think it's Jay's turn.
Jay, New York media. Jay, do you want to be my source on this one?
Yeah.
I need sources on this. Can you be my source?
Sure.
I need to cite sources.
Okay.
Not people, but sources.
Mm-hmm. Sauce.
Special
Special sauce. Special sauce.
Sources are telling me Raymond Felton is going to come back to MSG when Dallas plays the Knicks next year.
That is if he does not get convicted of more gun charges in the meantime.
Yes. Sources are telling me that Bargnani was not the best Knick last year, and the team is happy he's gone.
Do you think that Bargnani is a Knicks insider and he's trying to take the Nets down from the inside?
I think he's going to do that whether he is or he's not an insider. Either way, he's going to be an agent on our behalf.
True.
Even if he doesn't know it.
I think you gotta. Do you think that there's going to be some. Actually, I got a tip that there is
a source. Was this from a source?
I have special sources that are telling me that there's going to be a lot of drama in the locker room because Melo has beard envy of Kylo Quinn. He's been trying to grow a nice beard for years.
I think Lala has the beard envy, or she's into the beard, and that's why Melo's all upset.
Mm-hmm. They're like, this is the second straight year that the Knicks got a guy with a better beard than Melo.
Sources are telling me that Lala is going to leave Melo for Kylo Quinn.
Can the Knicks have a team where Carmelo doesn't have the best beard? Is that...
Well, they did last year, and they only had 17 wins, so that's...
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a good formula.
Do you think if the Knicks, would you think Melo would be excited to play with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love?
If you mean more excited than
playing with the team that they have.
Yeah, Raymond Felton and J.R. Smith, I would say yes.
Do you think LeBron James
Steve
is
Novak,
excited to play with Porzingis?
Do I think Steve Novak?
Why is it Melo released a tweet about being excited about Porzingis? Should we read into that lack of tweet happening?
He did. He said.
He did.
Yes. After everyone said he didn't, he said, yes.
Do you think that's sarcastic? Should we read into the sarcasm that's not there, or maybe there?
Yeah, we should probably take it as sarcastic.
Sources are telling me that Melo and Porzingis are going to have a roast turkey for dinner next time they go out together in a Croatian or Slovakian or whatever that sauce.
Who are these sources? Are they like
Frank's Red Hot Sauce told me?
Are they like waiters or shit? Like sources people.
Sources tell me. Should we go to questions?
Yeah, let's go to questions.
Okay. Do we have any emails?
We have one email from my favorite. Is it my favorite?
You shouldn't call out favorites because that will insult everyone else.
It's actually not my favorite. He's awesome though.
Well, now you're saying it's not your favorite.
No, I said he's awesome.
Okay, well.
Lawrence.
Jay's a giant dick.
Lawrence writes, funny story. I was checking out a few different culinary schools in Manhattan a few years back, and former Knicks Shandon Anderson was a student in one of the schools. One of the nicest people I've met, and he looked really happy. Good for him. Is that what the ex-Knicks do? Because isn't Charles Oakley in a culinary type of thing right now too?
Why did our listener have a better Knicks story than the members of the press?
That is pretty good. That's a good story.
That's better than anything I've heard this offseason. since
all three of us combined have no good Knicks stories.
It's a non-basketball story about a player that hasn't played for the Knicks in a while. It's still better than every other story, though.
It beats Melo sending love letters to like Durant. Durant, do you want to play with me and Knicks? Circle yes or no. Facebook. I didn't do any Twitter questions. So Facebook. Evan writes, why do you read every question on the air? You need to start curating these things, or maybe just limit each person to just one question. I enjoy the show, but listening to 20 minutes of you guys answering questions from the same two jackasses about garbage can get a bit tiresome. And Jay responded, see, Mark, I told you.
Like a week,
Steven says, my one question is still going to be garbage. And Gillum writes, well, I'm never going to pronounce his name right. I think multiple questions per person is not a bad thing as long as they are intelligent and basketball questions. In this case, no place for comic stuff or basketball.
Baseball. No, there's no place for basketball questions in this podcast.
I read that really fast. I got confused.
Basketball? Why were we talking about basketball?
Should we start limiting questions?
I don't think there should be a limit on questions a person can ask. I just think if it is not basketball related or just totally ridiculous, we can skip over it when we have, like last week we had 66 questions. If there's some questions that are not relevant, it's not that we don't like you. It's not that we're trying to insult you. It's just that we don't want every episode to be 2 hours. And so if it's not a great question, we may just not read it.
Yes.
So don't get insulted, and don't let that stop you from posting next week.
Write as many questions as you want, but if you could sum up your 35 questions into 5 good ones, that would be better.
Right. And if you have a question that's not basketball related, we have a comedy podcast called The Brink of Sanity, which you can find on Facebook and brinkofsanityshow.com, and we'll answer non-basketball questions there.
There, Jay filters out questions much better than I do. Miguel writes, with what appears to be a decent roster, do you think that Fisher should get fired if the Knicks do poorly this season, or should he be given another year to develop as a coach?
See, that is a good basketball
That's
question.
a good question. Jay? Doc?
I would say... Do you want to go, Doc?
I would say, I guess if they totally tank, I would consider it. But if
how bad do they have to be?
I think less than 20 wins is like they should be in the 30 to 40 win range at least. That's what my opinion is.
My opinion, if the Knicks win 45 games, I'm still going to fire Derrick Fisher and hire Thibodeau.
Yeah.
I want Thibodeau on this team. Why? To fire him now. How is Thibodeau not our coach?
I would say, as far as Fisher goes, it depends. Obviously, there's going to be some a learning curve. In
he has a totally new team. So.
He has a totally new team. Most coaches aren't great in their second year. That being said, if he doesn't show vast improvement, if he's not making adjustments, I think that's the big key. If he's not making adjustments,
well, at the end of the day, isn't the most important thing the results and wins? So, how many wins are? What's the ceiling? I mean, the ceiling, the floor. Like how many games does he have to win to keep his job?
25.
That's pretty
really
low. That's pretty low.
25, he gets fired, in my opinion. That's
25, he gets fired. Above 25, he keeps his job.
I would say more like
26 keeps his job.
I would say more like 35.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'd say 32, 33 games to keep your job at the minimum. 26 games, you're fired. 26 games means you're like one of the worst teams in the NBA.
I got to see how this team looks.
How little of faith you have. You know, if Derrick Fisher just gets the team to all the games on time, hardiness, I'm going to keep his job. He's a good coach.
I mean, what if Calderon gets injured again, and then we're throwing in a rookie point guard?
Hey, what if Thibodeau's available?
I also like not just the number of wins, but how they look. Like if they just look like, if they're losing by 20 or more every game,
right, that too.
If they look like a bunch of retarded kids but have 40 wins, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but Woodson didn't make any adjustments and probably cost us that Indiana series. If Fisher's not making those adjustments, then he should get fired.
The Knicks, when they even had the second seed, were terrible to watch.
I'm gonna go right now. I'd be very happy with the Knicks coach not adjusting well enough in the second round of the playoffs. I'd be cool with that.
Well, that's the thing. If he's not making those adjustments, then he should probably be fired.
I have to say, I'd say I want to see 35 wins. Around 35, 34 is cool. 30 wins even gets him fired. I want to see some real improvement. This roster's pretty decent. Barring, even if the whole team gets injured, then 30. But if his roster stays still relatively healthy, 35 wins with his roster.
All right.
If Carmelo gets injured, it's I don't know.
Yeah, then it's I
don't know what to expect.
Well, that would be a major injury. Even if Melo does not play a single game this year, I think they should win 30 games.
Yeah, I could see that.
The roster's not that terrible anymore. You have a pretty decent roster. It's not like NBA title roster, but you have a pretty decent roster. What?
We were looking at this controller.
Thomas posted a Carmelo Anthony edition controller.
Oh, I like how you guys are focusing on other things.
No, just 2 seconds ago.
Why do you guys read some Garfield comics while you're the show also?
It's left trigger shoot, right trigger shoot, Y shoot, X shoot, B think about passing, still shoot, A pretend to pass, then shoot, right analog, move to area for forced shot, and the left one is call for ball.
Is there one for calling timeout?
No.
Calling timeout to draw a play for myself.
The left analog is chase down one of 20 missed shots.
Oh, William writes.
That was very funny.
Why are you guys making a Knicks podcast this week? What a stupid move. Brink would have been much more appropriate. Stop neglecting your other podcast child.
Well, Mark, you should answer that one.
I wanted to do my bits about the Knicks.
It was all about the Stephen A. Smith, so I really hope you like that skit because that was the entire reason we did a show this week. I specifically emailed Mark saying we should not do a show, and he's like, "No, the Stephen A. Smith skit.
I watched this 2
kill."
weeks ago. I could not wait another week to do this bit.
I
watched it. I almost wanted to not do Brink last week so I could do my.
This is not. We're not even joking. This is actually a real thing that happened.
This really happened. I was watching it at the gym. To be honest, the volume was off, so I just stared at the screen. Where the screen said, it said, Kevin Love. LeBron excited to play with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. What does this mean? And then just saw Stephen A. Smith face. Just talking and talking and talking. I don't know what he was saying.
So basically, you didn't get a Brink.
Blown up if I heard what he had to say.
You didn't get a Brink this week because Mark wanted to do a bit on a thing on ESPN that he saw but did not even hear the audio of.
It was just Stephen A. Smith. I could guess the audio.
I'm sure you. I mean, that's a valid point. But anyway,
I was just staring at the screen, baffled. I was so excited to tell Jay about it. I was like, "Damn, we're doing Brink. I'm gonna spoil a Knicks podcast for this shit."
There you go. So
okay.
Now you got this.
George writes.
This happened.
And now this.
George writes, with which new acquisition do you think will be the biggest help besides Melo this season? Very good question, George.
Duck?
Grant? I don't know. I'm not sure. Actually, I have no idea.
I'm going to go with Rolo.
What?
Robin Lopez.
Oh, okay. Robo. I have not heard that nickname.
Rolo, not Robo. Rolo, yes.
Like the chocolate caramel candy?
The Knicks had a good defensive center. They won 54. The Knicks had Bargnani. They won 17. The Knicks have a good defensive center. Profit.
I'm surprised you're not saying Porzingis.
No. I he's only going to play like 20 minutes a game this season.
It's probably true. That's a pretty good. You're making a pretty good case for Lopez, so I'm going to go with that. He is a bigger addition than I think people realize. So, which acquisition do you think will make the least difference? What will be the worst acquisition on this team?
I guess I kind of have to run through the acquisitions. I guess I don't.
I think
Doc's like. Are we talking about the Knicks
I thought
still?
this was a Brink episode. I don't know what happened.
I just want to drink a beer. Leave me alone.
I would say I'm going to go with Derrick Williams. It's probably going to be a bust.
Derrick Williams has the biggest potential to be the worst pickup this offseason. I would say...
And we're screwed if Grant is bad.
Just to be different, I'm going to say Seraphin.
Oh, what's his name? Who's the guard we just got? The guy who hasn't played in the league for a couple of years?
Oh, Vucevic, yes.
Vucevic is going to be
Vujicic.
Oh, that doesn't... I mean, does that even
Sasha
count?
Vujicic, yeah.
Does that even count?
Sasha
He's not going to do anything.
He's a new acquisition. Yeah, right, you're right. I take it back.
Well,
Sorry, Seraphin.
He's clearly not going to do anything.
Please come on the show, Seraphin. Vujicic, go fuck yourself. You're going to be the worst new addition.
Vucevic wins the most likely to be cut by All-Star break.
Yeah.
by preseason.
Yeah.
Is he actually gonna I mean, what's he gonna do?
He's gonna be the reason everyone's like, oh, why didn't we bring back what's his name?
He's played 2 games since 2012, so I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, what? It's just because Phil Jackson
I coached him in 2012, so
Phil Jackson was like, we don't have enough guards. Let me look at my phone to find new people.
What? Everyone I had on 2012 wasn't cryogenically frozen until now.
I feel like he's not going to be on the roster by the time the season starts.
No, he will be, but I will guarantee that I will bet the Doc's apartment on him not being on the team by the All-Star break. Doc,
I wouldn't go again. I mean, I wouldn't
take that bet, Doc, because Mark's wrong 100% of his guarantees. If Mark guarantees it, it's guaranteed to be wrong.
But I said he wouldn't be even on the starting the season, so that's like
Doc,
a backwards kind of bet.
Your apartment. Is it cool? Can I put your apartment up?
So bet Mark's house, because Mark just bought a house.
All right.
No, I'm not putting the house.
Because you would have a new house.
Harry writes, why are you guys doing a Knicks podcast now when there's no news? A Brink show would be way
How
better.
come we get no downloads for Brink, but we do a Knicks podcast and everyone wants Brink?
Okay.
Although I am saying
fair, all the people who are saying this download Brink.
Also, we had our a top 10 all-time downloaded Brink episode last episode.
Yeah, I think some of the Knicks listeners are.
Brink is percolating now. We're getting some following now.
We got to use some Clyde Frazier words to kind of describe what's happening to Brink.
Yeah, I like that. I like that people are listening to Brink.
It's outlandish and scrumptious.
I think it's swishing and dishing.
Yes.
I think Brink is swishing and dishing.
Rosera writes, Thomas writes, NBC Sports reported that Melo is recruiting Durant. So would Porzingis play center in that scenario?
In the scenario that will never happen, sure.
You mean warming the center of the bench? Is that?
Well, no. I mean, Porzingis would play center in that scenario because Durant would never be on the team. So there are multiple positions Porzingis could play.
Center to the left of Derrick Fisher.
There's a 0% chance that Durant plays in New York.
I don't care if the headline is NBC reports that Melo has kidnapped Durant's wife and children and is threatening their lives if Durant does not join the Knicks. Even that the scenario would have no chance Durant coming back.
Also, Porzingis should not play center.
Just to humor you, Porzingis would play back up to Durant.
Yeah.
I don't know what position Porzingis should play. I am really confused about that.
Well, he would. Robin Lopez is definitely starting.
I know
he
should
play
not.
Back up.
I don't know. He should
how
not.
tall is he? He's 8'5". How tall is he? 7'4"?
7'3".
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He should not play center.
What position is he going to play? Melo is better at the 4. Melo doesn't guard threes very well. Is Porzingis going to be our 4?
The Knicks have made it very clear that Melo is playing the 3 this season. They're very clear on that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Melo, we've seen where you excel, and we want to undercut you.
Yeah.
You know how you wanted it to. You know how you came here so you could win a title. We're going to do everything possible to make it as hard as possible for you.
Did you answer the fantasy question from Rosero?
I just skipped. I'm going back to it.
Okay.
I read questions out of order. Why are you micromanaging me, Jay?
I'm making sure you're not skipping them.
I'm not. Okay. Rosero writes. Rosero writes. Team Marc, I hate you, Jay. That's what
I have it pulled up. That's clearly not what it says.
I'm interested in fantasy basketball, but what is stopping people from all getting Carmelo and LeBron, Jay?
The answer is nothing, but the way it works is you get a budget. So you can get Carmelo and LeBron, but then you have just spent about 75% of your budget, and now you have... I think you start with 200.
You want to give a real-life scenario, how this played out for one of our members of our... one of the hosts of the show?
Didn't you do that?
Yeah, I did that.
You start with $200 in fantasy money.
I spent, I think, 190 of that on LeBron and Kevin Durant and lost miserably that year.
Right. Because, when you do that, then you have, I think, 11 more spots to fill with $50.
Spending your entire cap on 2 or 3 players might be quite Knicksian, but it doesn't work out well in fantasy.
And the best part about that fantasy league is I spent 3 months making fun of somebody who's going to do that with you on the show, and you're the one who did it.
I wasn't listening to you at all on the show.
Proof that Mark doesn't hear a word I say ever on this show.
I thought we were doing a snake draft, and Jay's like, we're doing auction, and I'm like, didn't realize that.
Even though I said it repeatedly for months.
Did I beat you this past year?
No, you didn't update your team after week 3, and you finished in 11th place out of 12.
What place were you?
Like 9th.
Oh, I'm thinking that was.
Did you update it every week?
Yeah,
I update it every fucking day.
You barely beat me.
I don't get it. I was super excited about this team, and I was furious about my other team. And my other team, I made the playoffs and finished in 3rd.
I feel like that's the way fantasy goes.
I still cannot explain how my Knicks team was terrible and the other league was good.
I've only done fantasy a couple times, but it's always gone like that.
I'm pretty sure I won one of our things, right? Did I win the first one or the second one?
Yes, you did.
I had
win
LeBron James in my team, and we just killed everyone.
You won one league, and then you just mailed it in the next 2 or 3 years. It's annoying.
Well, we've been doing this. This is the 6th one. Then I won one league and mailed it in 4 straight times after that.
Yeah, I think you won the 2nd time, and you mailed it in the next 3.
Yeah, I mean that seems like if I've won a title, you guys should do parades for me, and I never have to try again. Harry writes, "Is it still time for you to change? Is there still time for you to change to a Brink show? There is no Knicks news, just the same bull crap. How will Melo play? Will he stay injured? How many games can we win? Do you think the rookies will pan out? And will we make the playoffs? And that stupid what-if questions.
Well, I'm happy that we're getting Brink love.
Rosera writes, and are you guys overwhelmed by all the Knick news?
I can't believe there's so little.
Harry writes, no, I think 5 questions per person is good. And those 2 jackasses, well, 7 really are here every effing day as loyal fans. We donate when asked, and we download loyally. I'm talking about me, William, Gillum, Greg, Steven, Grant, and Rosero. So how about Seymour? How about listen to the real fans and not casual 5-question max is all you have to do. Stop making it so hard. P.S. The Facebook read is the best part of the part. Fans love an interactive radio show, especially in this egotistical millennial. That's not how you spell millennial generation. The old, it's MELL. What? The old saying is, "Don't fix it if it ain't broken." Well, now it's, "Don't get a new one if it's only needs an upgrade." It says upgrade.
The best part is the comment below it says, well said.
Well, you know.
Okay. Thank you.
That happened.
We are reading all your questions, all right?
Is IMHO in my humble opinion?
Honest.
Yes, honest.
We have to add the word humble in an acronym now.
Either that or honest. I think it's honest opinion.
I think it could be either one, but I think
Humble
honest is
seems
what's supposed to
absurd.
be.
So, I get
In my whorish opinion.
in my whore-like opinion. Grant writes, "Can we pray to the basketball gods before the season starts? At least it would give them a head start on helping us."
Yes. Right before the season starts.
How do you feel about praying to basketball gods?
I think right before the season starts, we should do another basketball god skit.
Doc, do you believe in God, and you put basketball gods ahead or before your own God?
I believe in basketball god more than any other god.
So there you have it. So Doc's going to come on the show with us when we pray to the basketball gods.
In my ranking of gods, basketball god is much higher than most
My
others.
fantasy god league, I took basketball god.
In my top 10 of gods.
Yeah. Grant writes, Harry writes, "Can you guys explain more of the fantasy basketball you doing? Sounds fun. I never participated in one." Jay, explain fantasy basketball to him. And Steven writes, "I'd also like a rundown on how to play fantasy basketball." Jay?
Sure. This is the way it's going. There's still some open spots if you want to join. Basically, we're doing auction style, which means you start with $200, and it automatically sets a random draft order. When you're up, you nominate a player. Say it's your turn. You say, "I nominate Melo." Everyone then bids on Carmelo. Bid whatever you want. The highest bidder gets him. I should say, again, that you only have $200. So you want to make sure that you are budgeting correctly. You know, Melo's probably going to go for like $60. So you don't want to bid like $90 for Melo. And then the way it works is you go head-to-head against a different team every week for most of the season. I think it's like 20 weeks. And there is, I think, 9 categories. It's, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, turnovers, 3-point makes, one other one. Anyway, and then you go head-to-head against one team, and at the end of the week, you get a record. Say you win in 5 categories, you lose in 4, you're 5-4 for that week. That's your standing. You're 5-4 at the end of the week.
So you will have a competitive edge if you join our fantasy league and you stayed awake during Jay's explanation.
So, you make...
I was supposed to stay awake?
You make the playoffs based on your record, and then there's like a 3-week playoff record where you go head-to-head again against the teams that made the playoffs. It's pretty simple.
It's basically just start doing it. Join the league, start doing it. If you can't figure it out...
You'll probably still do better than Mark.
If you can figure out how to sign up for the league, then you'll figure out how to do the league.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're drafting, it'll tell you their stats for last year, and it'll... Yahoo pre-ranks everyone, which is fairly accurate. They're off on some players, and the rookies are kind of a wild card. But you have a good idea. I mean, it ranks LeBron in the top 2 or 3, Durant in the top 2 or 3. So
How many other players does it rank in the top 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
Okay.
Just because I think Anthony Davis has probably moved up into the top spot.
Splot.
Spot.
Greg writes, who is better during their coaching days, Pat Riley or Jeff Van Gundy? So should we take this as I assume Greg's not talking about their overall careers because Pat Riley obviously has a longer and better career than Jeff Van Gundy.
How many years did Jeff Van Gundy coach? He was on Houston too, right?
He was on
Houston. But let's just focus on purely to make this question better. Who was a better coach for the Knicks, Riley or Gundy?
For the Knicks?
Yeah, I mean that's a better.
Didn't
better
Riley
question.
only coach for the Knicks like 2 years?
How long was Van Gundy there for?
Not them.
4 or 5?
Yeah,
5, right?
Yeah.
So Riley was there for 2, and
I would say Van Gundy was the better Knicks coach.
He was a better defensive
Riley
coach.
was probably the better overall coach because he won a few in L.A., right?
Well, Pat Riley has a much longer tenure. He also won one with Miami.
Well, yeah, I'm not even counting that one.
But the team got a lot better. I mean, the turnaround for the Knicks was when Riley got there.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably the 2 best Knicks coaches, but I would still go Van Gundy for the Knicks.
He was a very good defensive. I mean, they had a really good defense when he was.
Did Riley coach 94 and Van Gundy coach 99? Is that the way it worked?
Yeah.
They both were really good. The thing is also though, basically Van Gundy got Riley's team, so he got a pretty good team. Riley kind of built the team up when the time he got it.
That is true.
Not the same players, but like the mentality.
But that team in '99, I feel like Van Gundy did a lot with what they had.
I do think they overachieved in 99.
Oh, absolutely.
So I would say Van Gundy because I feel like I don't think that team should have really made it to the finals.
They were also 1 game away from making the finals in like 2 other years.
Yeah, I would take Van Gundy as a Knicks coach, but overall career, I think Riley has so many rings. He has like 6 rings.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg writes, heard that Kendall Marshall is headed to the Sixers. You think we should have pursued him?
Yes. I think it's stupid that we didn't.
Why didn't we pursue him?
I have no idea.
Because we have Sasha Vukovic?
Yeah, we got Sasha Vujacic instead of Kendall Marshall. It doesn't make sense.
Because Kendall Marshall has success in the NBA recently, and Vujacic has not. Good call.
Don't understand it.
I just think that I am just baffled by Phil's lack of focus on the guard position.
Yeah, it seems like he doesn't care about point guard at all.
It's point guard or shooting guard. He just doesn't care about guard position.
Unless he thinks that Grant is just going to kick ass immediately.
I think, well, the thing is, it's just we have no depth at guard position. So we have guys that can play. They're okay, but like if we have any injuries, we're so screwed at guard.
Yeah.
We're basically going to be like, oh, Flalo's injured. Oh, Quinn, you think he can run this offense?
Well, like Phil Jackson's teams, like, he always had a good shooting guard, but point guard really didn't matter in his system.
That's true. But like
he
we're really
need
just
a shooting
weak at
guard, I guess, like a decent one.
You need guards.
Yeah.
It's a really weak cast we have there.
It is kind of like 40% of the lineup.
I think his team's like he always had like one in positions was kind of like a throwaway, but like the other one was kind of like basically the team. Like
BJ
Jordan,
BJ Armstrong,
Kobe.
and who else?
Well, Jordan was Jordan a 2 or a 3? He
was a 2.
He was a 2, right? So
yeah.
he was the team basically. So one position was like kind of like a
Same with Kobe.
yeah.
But here's the thing, well, not relating to that really, but I don't even know what I was going to say actually. And I'm the one not drinking.
I think
here.
you just had a stroke.
Excellent.
I might have.
Have you been drinking since 3 p.m.?
Apparently, I should have been.
We also haven't mentioned that we are doing every show live now through Ustream. If you make a Ustream account,
Is there anyone in the room right now?
there's 5 people.
Oh,
Are they
nice.
making any comments?
No. You can make a Ustream account, and then if you hit the follow button in our Ustream page, you will get an email every time we go live, so you will never miss a live show. So
Yeah. We hope to one day get this audience up to 6 people. Maybe double digits if things take off.
Yeah. So you can do, the link is in our Facebook group. You check that out. I'm sure if you, I think it's Ustream/Knicks podcast or something like that.
So we're counting on Aflalo, not a bad player, obviously, but then we're also counting on Calderon, who's injured almost the entire last season, has been injured pretty much every year.
There's also 34.
Yeah, we're counting on Grant, who's never played a single game in the NBA. We're counting on Vucevic, who hasn't played in the NBA in over 2 seasons. And that's kind of all our guards.
Yeah.
Who else? Who am I missing? Oh, Langston Galloway, who wasn't drafted last year. I played pretty well, but that rounds out our guards.
Yeah.
That's...
You
Can
think they might make
Porzingis
another
play
move?
guard?
No, Knicks have all 15 slots finalized unless they want to cut somebody. All 15 slots are filled now.
Greg writes, is Allan Houston part of your top 10 Knicks of all time?
He is part of my top 10 anti-Knicks of all time.
He was good for a while.
And then he didn't tell the Knicks that he was retiring, and then waited for
he was
all the free agents to get taken up, and then said, "Oh yeah, I retired."
He was kind of an asshole, like toward the end when he couldn't play, but
But top 10 Knicks is really falls off really fast.
I could still come up with 10 without Houston.
Let's do it right now. So obviously Patrick Ewing,
Yeah.
Obviously Frazier, Oakley.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not going to be that hard to get 10.
Monroe.
Oakley, Melo. I'll say Melo's better than Houston.
Yeah, Monroe, Earl Monroe.
Earl Monroe.
Did we say Frazier?
Yeah,
We say who?
Frazier.
Frazier. We said Frazier already. What's his name from the 80s?
Yeah,
Who's the guy?
Willis Reed.
Willis Reed.
Willis Reed.
Willis
But who's the guy
Reed.
from the 80s?
Bernard King.
Bernard King.
That's 6.
I think I had 7.
7?
No, it's
I think that was 6.
6. Okay, 6. 4 more that are better than Allan Houston.
Did we say Carmelo?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said Melo.
Wow.
Did we say Willis Reed?
DeBoucher.
Oh, DeBoucher.
DeBoucher. That's 7.
7.
Bradley, I would go 8.
Okay, I have no idea if Phil Bradley's really better than him, but okay.
He's a senator.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I have no clue if he's actually better, but go on. Name some other players that weren't playing in our lifetime. Who else? Do we say Starks is better than Houston?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we do that.
Sprewell?
Mark Jackson doesn't count because Mark Jackson wasn't here very long.
I was thinking Sprewell, but his tenure was too short.
Too short, yeah.
How many years? Was it like 3 or 4 years?
I think it was only 3.
Yeah, he wasn't here very long. Okay, we're up to 8.
Tyson.
2 more that are better than Allan Houston.
Tyson Chandler?
I mean, yes and no, because Chandler wasn't here that long either. And
he
Chandler
wasn't,
had one good
he
year.
had some bad year. He only had like 1 good year with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Houston was only good for, before we do this, Houston was only good for like 2 or maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up his stats. Stat guy. Where the hell are you, stat guy? Doc, do you want to be our new stat guy?
We got like 8 requests, and then I lost them all.
Well, he shot about 47% from the field. I don't know. I'm just making that shit up.
There's no way he shot 47%. Let's see this. Okay, I'm pulling up the stats because
He was actually a much higher percentage shooter than most shooting guards, actually.
What would you say, Mason?
Okay, no, actually, yeah, he had 48% one year. In general, he shot around 44%.
The problem
That's
with
not
him,
great.
the problem is he never got like rebounds or assists. He was like really bad in those other categories.
So he averaged around with the Knicks. So he played with the Knicks for a while, and he was on the Knicks he joined when he was 25, and he left the Knicks when he was 33. Well, so he played for about 8 years there.
Yeah, but
Last
how many years did he
count.
actually play?
8. So he played about 8 years the Knicks. 8 years of at least 50 games.
8 years of at least 50 games?
Yeah.
No way.
Go to Basketball Reference.
How many of those years did he average above 20 points?
2 of the years, but the other averages were like 18, 19, 18. 18
He played above.
So only of the years he averaged. So
All right, how about 18? How many years did he average above
of the
18?
8 years, he only averaged below 18 points a game twice.
He averaged over 50 games 8 times.
Yeah, he was there for a
I'll
while.
read you the games. I'll read the
I
games
think
right
you gotta.
here.
Yeah, I think
This
you
is
kind of
this.
have
I'll
to
read
put
this
him in
right
the
now.
top 10.
81, 82, 50, 82, 78, 77, 82, 50. And then last year was 20.
He's top 10. Fine.
Yeah, well, the problem is, like, let's say the
gonna say
99
better.
team. If you don't put him in the top 10, who the hell got him to the finals?
He's in the top 10.
It's like nobody else. He was their primary scorer.
For some reason, I thought he was way more injured, way more often.
Yeah, no, he was. I mean, he fell off. I mean, obviously, but he had the injuries. But
he was their primary scorer for like that. Like the late '90s, basically.
He was there a few more years, but really injured, right?
So I don't even know here, but he had basically averaged maybe about 3 rebounds a game and about 2.5 assists. So it wasn't like awesome numbers there. But
yeah, those are the things that are really like he was not great at those.
I don't remember how good was he on defense. I don't remember.
He wasn't good on defense.
Was he terrible or is he like?
No, he was like.
I thought he was serviceable.
I think he was average.
He was like Carmelo-ish.
The PER, which the PER has him above 15 most of the years.
I didn't realize he retired with the Knicks too.
Yeah, well, I mean, who the hell would want him after the Knicks?
Yeah, they weren't.
Anyway,
I feel like he retired.
So basically, there's no one else you could like after the 8. There's who else? You're not going to put Anthony Mason above him. Who else are you going to put above him?
You know what? He stopped playing for the Knicks in 2005. I feel like he was getting paid through like 2009.
He's probably getting paid through like 2040, but like
yeah, he signed a big contract like early 2000s. I think
he signed a big contract right before he kind of started getting it before he got injured.
Right.
But look, in 2000.
Okay, you're right. All right.
In 2002, look, 2002, 2003, he averaged 22 points a game.
Yeah. Okay. All right. He's top 10. Fine.
Okay, Greg, you win. And Greg writes Eastern Conference, Western Conference predictions. For the let's just do Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. So Cleveland's going to play who?
Cleveland is going to play Miami.
Miami?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Miami?
You have Dragic, Wade, Dang.
Yeah, that's the roster they had last year. They couldn't make the playoffs.
Whiteside and Bosh. Well, last year you had Dragic, Bosh, and Wade all injured. I don't think.
First of all, you don't know how healthy this team is going to be. Wade's going to be
Wade.
injured.
I mean,
Wade's going to miss games, but I don't think Bosh and Dragic are going to be as injured this year.
Yeah, you're right. Bosh just came off a life-threatening.
The blood clot's gone now. It's not like he's going to get another blood clot.
Yeah, actually.
Don't run into me on that play, man. I might get a blood clot.
I'm sitting here with
Doc. That's not how you get
Doc,
blood clots.
you don't get another blood clot, right?
Doc, how do you
not from playing.
There you
Doc,
go.
question for you.
Actually, he probably got the blood clot from being on planes, like because you get stuck in immobile positions. That's how you get blood clots. So.
There you go. So I'm saying it's Cleveland, Miami.
We went to Thailand, and my wife was convinced that she had thrombosis in her leg, some condition you get from like sitting on planes. And the whole time I was there, I was like, "How's your thrombosis today? How's your thrombosis feel?" And she's like, "Shut the hell up."
My girlfriend thinks she has thrombosis right now too. So.
And she's from Thailand.
All right, so you don't think it's Miami. Who do you guys think it is?
I would say Wizards.
Wizards isn't a bad pick.
John Wall's getting better.
Yeah. I mean, I think Wizards are second round.
I mean, it's tough because I just don't.
The East is kind of this slim pickings, I guess.
The East is horrible.
You got to pick either the Wizards or the Bulls.
Yeah.
I mean, or I guess maybe the Raptors.
The Bulls are going to be a lot worse this year.
I think the Bulls are going to be a lot worse. I think they're getting really overrated.
I think they're gonna say, "I cannot believe we fired one of the best coaches in the NBA."
Well, that, and I think Noah's done. And Rose has been on the decline. So
no, do not say Rose would be on the decline. Rose is as good as he's ever been. Jay, take that back now.
So if you guys aren't saying Miami, you're saying Washington or Toronto.
I guess the East there's not.
Well, make a pick.
Make a goddamn pick.
We got shit to do.
All right, I'll say Washington, I guess.
There you go. All right, 2 for Washington, 1 for Miami.
Okay, and now Western Conference.
Warriors,
Golden State versus who?
The Spurs.
Yeah, that seems pretty easy. Golden State Spurs, Doc.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to go against the Spurs. I mean, who else?
I mean, you got a really good Memphis team.
The Thunder?
You got a really good Houston team. You got the Thunder. I think Clippers are a lot better than last year. You got 6 really good teams.
Hasn't it been for Memphis every year? It's like, well, maybe this year we have a really good good team
Clippers, too.
this year. Maybe we'll actually be competitive in the playoffs. Maybe we'll actually do it.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
we won't. We're Memphis.
Every year they make it to the second round, and they take like the eventual champs to like 6 or 7.
Every year, Memphis is the sexy pick. Every year, they're like, everyone's like, oh, you know who's my pick?
The West
I'm
is-
thinking Memphis is going to go to the finals.
The West is tough. You can make a case for like any.
But
team.
every year Memphis takes the eventual champs farther than like the conference final team does.
Yeah. You know what? So basically, the West is really tough to pick, and the East is a goddamn joke.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
Knicks,
'cause
the
I
Knicks are
mean-
in the East, they can't do shit.
I mean, then you have really strong teams in the West.
Basically, finals, it's going to be Cleveland versus either Golden State or San Antonio.
That seems
But
pretty...
yeah, but I could see like like one of those other West teams making it.
I do have to say, I think Parker is way
the
closer to washed up than people think he is, and that
think
could
the-
be a huge problem for San Antonio.
Ginobili's almost done also.
Ginobili's done.
Yeah.
If you're counting on Ginobili to do anything, you're out of your mind.
Well, what about the Rockets? You think the Rockets take a step this year?
No, I don't think they're going to suck. I think they're going to be very good.
There's just too many good teams. I don't know.
I don't
They
think
got a
they're
legit
champion.
shot.
I don't think they're championship quality though.
They came close last year.
They did.
Yeah.
I don't think they're there.
I feel like
think they
you
might
can
come
make a
close
case
again.
for the Rockets, the Clippers. I guess the Thunder is probably left out because they're just not.
I think the Thunder are going to be overrated.
Okay, here's a question.
they take too many bad shots. I got
They
to
have
say
a terrible bench, and they just signed a center who plays no defense.
And also, Kevin Durant's career is going to crumble before everyone's eyes.
If his foot isn't good this year, he's finished.
His
Yeah, and-
foot is going to be problematic.
Even if his foot is fine, you have him, Westbrook, and what's the power forward's name?
Oh,
You know
What
what I'm talking about.
yeah. I can look him up.
The guy who blocks all the shots.
Oh, isn't he center?
Oh,
You're talking about what's his name?
we're such a terrible podcast.
How many hosts does it take to come up with like a
I can't even look it up fast enough.
top 20 player in the league?
He's a center though, right?
This is why all you people in the chat room need to make accounts instead of just being anonymous.
I have too many beers.
Why can't we just get a stat guy?
I have been
Why don't we
drinking
stat
for
guy?
Yeah.
almost 7 straight hours along with the doc. So
Yeah.
this would explain.
What the hell is his name? But he's a center.
Ibaka.
He's a center.
No,
though, right?
no, he's
oh,
a
he
forward.
plays power forward.
He plays power forward, and they got Cantor, who's terrible at defense. So basically, you have a 3-person team. It'll get you good wins in the regular season. They're not.
Yeah,
gonna get
I
in the
think
playoffs.
in the playoffs, from what I've seen, they just take too many bad shots. They're just not.
Yeah.
Who has the better shot of going to the finals? The Rockets or the Wizards?
Oh boy, that's tough.
Wizards, you have to beat one team. The Rockets have beat a bunch of teams.
I would say the Wizard because I mean the Cavs can be beaten.
Yeah, I mean, what are the Wizards gonna have to beat? They're gonna have to beat like. Basically, they have to beat Atlanta.
They have to beat no one. It's just
Yeah.
LeBron. Can you
And
beat
just-
LeBron?
You just have to beat LeBron, basically.
Yeah.
Whereas the West winner would have to beat Golden State, probably either the Clippers or the Rockets.
Right, and remember, LeBron might be in Guantanamo for his ISIS, for trying to join ISIS,
Right.
and his heroin thing.
Between
So
the
that-
Clippers, the Rockets, the Spurs, or the Thunder, they're gonna have to beat 2 out of those 4 teams.
I think
And then
realistic matchup.
and then the
Washington's
Warriors.
gonna have to beat Atlanta, Toronto, and Cleveland. And
is there any chance Atlanta takes a step to the next step forward, or they?
No, I think they go backwards. I was saying Washington is the 3 seed and Atlanta is the 6 seed.
No, I mean it's. I would say probably the Rockets have a better shot going to the finals than the Wizards do.
Yeah, but the Rockets would have to beat like 2 or 3 quality teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rockets are gonna have to beat like something like Memphis, and then
Clippers,
Clippers,
not all of
and
those
then-
teams, but
and
like
then
maybe
Warriors or
maybe
something
half
like
of
that.
those teams, I guess. Like
Right, and I still think that's an easier path than they have for being than the Wizards have of beating LeBron. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, but their first 2 rounds are way easier.
So what? You have to make it to the finals.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot easier to get lucky in 1 round than it is to get lucky in 3 rounds.
That's true.
Okay.
And I don't think the Cavaliers are going to be unbeatable. Like by
Oh, Oh, I don't think they're unbeatable. I think they can be beaten by one of the West teams.
Yeah,
The
well,
East is
yeah,
so
definitely.
weak.
No, even the I don't know. I feel like if the Wizards can, I don't know.
The Rockets are closer to they're a closer team to like beating, say, the Golden State or beating.
Let's not forget that Cleveland has a lot of injury prone players.
Yeah, I don't know.
And LeBron has played, I think, the 20th most minutes of any NBA player ever. So
LeBron is excited to play with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. I don't know how you can stop that.
He is bound to start falling off.
My thing with the Rockets is they're gonna play like at least two good West teams, maybe three, and I don't think they can beat all. Like they may beat one of the three teams, maybe two, but they're definitely not gonna get all the way there.
The Rockets are pretty good. I mean, not that I don't know why I'm singing the Rockets' praise, but they do have a very good team.
But so are the Clippers, the Grizzlies, the Spurs.
The Clippers are the most overrated team. Chris Paul is so overrated. He's a very good player.
I feel like they're overrated, but I feel like they still are gonna go deep in the playoffs because they're, with Paul and Jordan and
people have to give Chris Paul more shit for not doing more with this team. This team,
Blake,
the team should be good enough to go to the finals, and he has not bring them to the finals. He never brings them. He doesn't even get them to the conference finals.
Yeah, but the West is. I mean, the West is just not. It's tough. It's tough to get through there.
What would be the ultimate trade you can make?
Because they say that about all the West. They say that about all the West teams. Every West team.
If you want to really improve the East and the West, make it a little more fairer. What would be the ultimate trade? What two teams do you trade from the East to the West?
You need 3 trades.
Are you talking about what makes sense logistically?
Not players, teams.
Yeah, I mean,
swap teams.
It wouldn't make sense.
I didn't think Doc was following.
It wouldn't make sense to trade the Clippers to the East
because they're not the East.
No, it has to be something where it's realistic. It makes some sense.
Well, realistic would obviously be Memphis.
Memphis is an East Coast team.
Memphis is in the Eastern Hemisphere. It would be Memphis and New Orleans.
I mean, not on the coast. They're not on the coast, but they're on the eastern side.
Yeah, they're on the eastern side. So it would have to be Memphis, New Orleans. And it's a little trickier on the east side. It would be something either... two of these 4. It would be Chicago, Milwaukee, Indiana. 2 out of 3 of those. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's...
Could you? No. I mean, could they justify putting a team in Texas into the East?
Not when you have Memphis and New Orleans. Those are more East. It would have to be Memphis, New Orleans.
Could you imagine they put the Spurs in the East?
Well, they would. They would have a LeBron easy trip to the finals every year.
But they'd play LeBron every year in the conference finals.
Yeah. They'd have to beat LeBron, but then they'd be in the finals. After they beat LeBron, they'd be in the finals.
There's nothing left to talk about, right?
No, we're done.
What did we learn today?
We learned that we went 2 straight episodes without mentioning Porzingis, and that makes me sad.
I mentioned Porzingis, and I said best addition to the team, and you said someone else because you hate Porzingis now.
Even though my fantasy team is called the Porzingods.
That's pretty good. Doc, Doc, are you going to play fantasy with us?
Yeah, I could.
Or do you have lives to save?
No, you know what? I might do it.
Mark is Mello's brand. I like that.
You know what? I got to come up with a good name, and then I'll do it.
And we have Pablo's O-Face and Puppet Master Phil.
That's pretty good names. I gotta. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna think of a good name, and then I'm probably gonna do it.
Okay, perfect.
Sounds good. So thanks for listening, everybody. We will be doing our Brink of Sanity episode next week. All our shows are live, so hit that follow button on Ustream.
In honor of the Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah, it will be Monday night, probably at 9 o'clock.
And we will be having Rob Briscoe from the Uncanny X-Cast as a guest. Mark is super excited about that.
Wow, we're going to talk comics. That's going to be freaking amazing.
I can't wait.
Could I spend the entire time trying to ask him to explain to me who goes with what comic? So you're saying Spider-Man is not part of the X-Men?
Well, we tried to talk comics last time. You said Dr. Magneto.
Wait, is that not right? Dr. Magneto is not right?
Doc's even laughing at you. No, it's not Dr.
Oh
Magneto.
God, I got the name wrong of these.
You gave him a degree that he clearly does not have.
He does not have a degree.
Maybe he got an honorary degree.
Yeah, doesn't he have a degree in magnets? Is that not a degree?
It's pretty funny. Some guy drew a picture and put some words there, and you guys are making fun of me for not getting his degree right.
I have a degree in magneting.
It's I mean, magnets is a field of
study. Maybe he makes maglev trains.
He's got a PhD in magnetology.
All right, we're going out on the Porzingis rap. Have you seen this?
I think so, yeah.
Velk es gatavs! 2,16 metri augsts. Ja tu skaties uz viņu, tu skaties uz augšu. Kurš ir tas, kuram daudzāk naudas? Kurš ir tas, kura vārdu mēs jaucam? Es esmu tik īs, neesmu tik jauns, es esmu tik stīvs. Es ienāku klubā un nometu naudu, nometu slēpes, nometu kurpes. Iesēžos dīvānā kājas man smird, uzvelku kurpes, turpinu tusēt, izeju cauri, no augšas lieku, tā kā Kristaps Porziņģis. Tu ieraudzīji mani, stāv pretī tev mazā, tu gribi man slēpes, tu gribi man blakām, tu nāc pie manis, bet es eju tev pāri, tā kā Kristaps Porziņģis. Es ieraugu skaistāko meiteni klubā un saku tai esmu tavs liktenis, bet viņa man saka, tu neesi tik tā kā Kristaps Porziņģis. Kristaps Porziņģis.